Today, we are in the city of Long Beach talking to the mayor, Rex Richardson. We're talking housing, Olympics, new development. This is the video you want to see whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, everything you want to hear. You are going to love it. Let's go check it out. Rex, thanks for doing this, man. I appreciate it. So, look, there's a lot happening in Long Beach, and we're going to get into all those details.
Yeah.
But from an outsider, just kind of like getting into the future of Long Beach, 5 to 10 years from now, what can we expect?
Well, I'll tell you, Long Beach is the place that I put down my roots as an adult. Not really from California. I was born on an Air Force base in Illinois. My father was in the Air Force. My mother was a welder in General Motors, and we moved around a lot. When my mother and father divorced, we moved here to Southern California. It was a Greyhound bus, single mom, 3 kids, and coming to California to pursue the dream. When I got to Long Beach, it was really as a college student at Cal State Dominguez Hills, and I fell in love with this community because Long Beach is, people choose it. You choose to live here, you choose to come here, or if you're born here, you choose to stay here. It's a choice. Yeah. And everyone who chooses here is really excited about our opportunity in the future. And so you asked me where we're going. Yeah. I think Long Beach, our best days are ahead of us. We've made a lot of good choices as a city. Many of our public assets we own. We own our convention center. We own the Queen Mary. We own the Aquarium of the Pacific. We own all these assets. It's time for those assets to do a better job and have one seamless experience. I also know that our history of how we finance many things in our city has largely been rooted in oil. Long Beach is a big oil town. That was our story 100 years ago. Yeah. In 23, we're the fastest growing city in America. So oil's our past. It's not our future. So we have to grow an economy that's more sustainable, that creates more jobs, more economic opportunity, and really is in alignment where we're going as a city. And so you're seeing that the investments we're making now in bringing aerospace and greening our port, bringing more tourism, bringing exciting entertainment venues and sports and the Olympics, all of this is on brand with our plan called Grow Long Beach to really invest in a new economy across 5 key sectors that really creates real opportunities for the people who live here and attracts the type of investment to ensure that our community is sustainable moving forward. So that's our plan. It's called Grow Long Beach.
Yeah. One of the things you did say that I want to bring up is, Long Beach owns all these assets.
That's right.
Right? So is that the money that drives all these new developments and making sure that we can do all of this stuff? Or is it just taxpayer money? Can you get into any of that?
Yeah, no, most of the things we've done, we've been able to do without raising taxes in our city. For example, we're bringing a new amphitheater to the Queen Mary.
People are excited about that.
And they should be. Overnight, this is gonna be a top 10 concert venue on the West Coast, and it won't be ignored. It's gonna create a new experience on the waterfront with the beautiful Long Beach waterfront in the backdrop. And it'll have 40 concerts or so. We didn't raise any taxes to do that. We looked at a model that makes sense financially where it pays for itself. So we didn't even have to take out any loans to do it. We used cash to, the initial approach is a temporary site. Because we own the area, we have some advantages. Next spring, we're gonna have our first shows. So we look forward to sharing more, but essentially what it does is, it brings about 10 to 12,000 people to our city for a concert 40 times. Yeah. Now, if you take the fact that Long Beach already has a great convention business. We're one of the first cities to beat pre-pandemic levels on conventions. So people come for conventions. We're proud of that. But how do you add to that? Well, special events. Yeah. Warped Tour, Grand Prix, 50 years of the Grand Prix, 200,000 people. That's great. It only happens once a year. By adding a venue like the Amphitheater, now you get an entire new season of tourists and visitors who come bring more resources in the community and have a great time while we're at it. Here in the LA region, we are one of the most exciting entertainment markets in America, the center of gravity. And I think Long Beach should get a bigger share of that pie. And so that's how we're able to do this without actually raising taxes. In fact, it generates money for the city.
Yeah. And you say it's a temporary venue. Will it eventually be?
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
So the idea is Long Beach is invested in hotels. We've got great hotels, union hotels we care about. We're one of the first cities that passed the regional Olympics wage. Yeah. And so we have the places for people to stay. Yeah. We've got great restaurants, our culture, our vibe, it's great. We've got the coastline, but what's missing are the large venues. Yeah. Right? Inglewood's got it going on. Downtown LA's got it going on. Yeah. We have to get into that business. And so the idea was start with phase 1. We don't call it temporary, because this could last 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So phase 1 is low cost to enter. Then you begin to get into that venue space. And after that, you've built up the audience and the reputation. and you begin the planning. It's a coastal area, it requires coastal commission. So the planning may take 5 years to get to a point. But then you open the new Long Beach Amphitheater on the waterfront. That's beautiful, it's iconic, architecturally significant, something that people will want to visit from around the world. It adds to our value in Southern California.
Yeah.
To where you cannot visit Southern California without visiting certain places. You want to visit the Hollywood sign. You want to go to Sunset, and you want to go visit the Long Beach Amphitheater on the water.
Yeah.
Because what we'll ultimately design will be one of the best concert venues in America. That's the plan.
That's special.
So that's special. So we want to use this time that we have to really create special experiences. So that's one step. I think we have some great opportunity. Our arena has great bones.
Yeah.
Lots of folks performed at our arena. The Grateful Dead, the Beatles, at the Terrace Theater, Richard Pryor's live in concert. So how do we bottle that up and make that a part of the Southern California story? When they visit Los Angeles or Orange County, you got to get to Long Beach because something special is happening here.
Some people say Long Beach has a little bit of Orange County, a lot of Los Angeles. Would you agree with that?
I mean, we get the Goldilocks analogy all the time. That's the Goldilocks analogy.
Yeah, some people say I'm
not
crazy.
Too hot, not too cool, just right.
Yeah.
That's honestly why many of us continue to choose Long Beach.
Yeah.
First of all, people in Long Beach, they're very clear what they're not.
Yeah.
Because Long Beach, you're not Orange County, you're not LA, we're our own thing.
Yep.
Right? Like, that's important to us to have that identity, sort of a good mix of things. So there's a reason that this momentum is happening here in Long Beach.
So you've got obviously a lot of new developments that we'll get into.
Sure.
You've got the venue. You've got this entertainment zone, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
public drinking. Help us understand exactly where that's going to be and what's going to happen with it.
It's a pilot. So the idea is we're gonna have some incredible summers leading up to 2028. How do we test things to see if it sticks, if it works? But we're gonna test it out, not on an everyday basis, but we're gonna test out through a special event process.
Yeah.
I think Long Beach has the opportunity to sort of own that on the West Coast, because the West Coast, for the most part, we don't have that destination where it's music, it's culture, that's really been owned nationally. I think Long Beach has the opportunity to do that because all the other pieces are here. And this could be one element to help accelerate that.
Yeah. And out of all the developments, what do you think is going to have the biggest impact on the city? And I know you don't want to get in trouble, but like,
It's not about getting in trouble. I think the things in the downtown have the opportunity to drive economic value and resources across our city.
Yeah.
So the projects around, Shoreline, or even, up in North Long Beach, potentially Carmelitos, could be transformative for the community I live in.
Yeah,
It could be. It could be potentially the work around Alamitos Bay, really planning, getting that right, could bring some real economic value to the area. So I don't know that there's one that's the most. That's why we picked. To win is to choose, right?
Yeah.
So we've chosen 5 to 7 projects across the city that really have potential to transform our economy. And it's important for the residents to know if it's a space company in East Long Beach by Hartwell Park, or housing in North Long Beach, and we got space companies moving to North Long Beach now, if it's investment on the west side, it lifts up all the residents because that creates a broader tax base. More people contributing, more property taxes, sales taxes, hotel taxes. All of that creates the revenue to drive better services for our residents across the whole city. So we're a sum of all our parts in the city.
11 Olympic events or more?
18. So there's 11 Olympic events confirmed and 7 Paralympic events confirmed. We cannot diminish the Paralympics.
Of course.
It was a great experience. I took my family to the Paralympics in Paris.
Yeah.
Way more accessible.
Yeah.
There are only 22 Paralympic events and 7 of them are in Long Beach. And I think that's important that we get the Paralympics right.
Yeah.
That we acknowledge like the importance of accessibility and inclusion, and we really demonstrate to the world that we can do it right. And the economic impact of the Olympics, we're talking 7 Super Bowls a day, every day for 16 days. And then the Paralympics is about 2 or 3 a day, every day for another 10 days. So when you put it all together, you're talking about economically a transformational summer.
Yep.
How do we make sure that the investments that we make don't just benefit the tourists who come here, but leave better systems in place for the people who live here moving forward?
Yeah.
Transit, accessibility, all of that.
Yeah.
And that's why we're excited about the opportunity for 28. We're working with Metro and Supervisor Hahn on water taxes between San Pedro and Long Beach. We've talked about this for years. What's the big idea here?
Yeah.
Ultimately, how about water taxi that goes from Long Beach to Pedro to Redondo Beach to Santa Monica Pier to Malibu?
Yeah.
Imagine saying, I'm not gonna get on Sepulveda or the 6 or the 405. I'm gonna take the ferry
Yeah.
to come down the California coast.
That would be
So
special.
wouldn't that be incredible?
That would be amazing.
That's the opportunities we have to think about.
Yeah.
And in Long Beach, we've got the Belmont Pier, the Pine Avenue Pier, and the Queen Mary. If we're doing amphitheater, having experiences there, why don't we start that now? Don't wait until 28. Improve our water taxi service and quality and the experience of the water taxi service. To where people come to town for an amphitheater, they know how to do it right. You park downtown, you stop at a restaurant, then you jump on the water taxis and experience there with music, and then you arrive ready for your concert.
Yeah.
Walk right in. How do we do those things now that prepare us for 2028 and leave a better system in place coming out of 2028?
Talked about affordability.
Yeah.
Housing affordability is an issue, I think, all over.
Absolutely.
Everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Not just California or Long Beach. Is there any programs that you guys are working on that people could be excited about coming out?
Absolutely. You can't talk housing without talking production. We're experiencing a real housing boom in Long Beach. Over the last 2 years, we've broken housing records on production, housing starts, and open units. Since this time last year, we opened 1,100 more units in the city, 3,300 under construction in the pipeline right now. These are real numbers. That means real investment in our city. And much of this is affordable. Of the 1,000 units, 300 to 400 of them were affordable units that were built, which it's more expensive to build affordable units because you have to subsidize those, but we're committed to it. We know that it's a problem that the whole region has to address. Long Beach, Los Angeles can't solve it alone. You need all 88 jurisdictions plus the county all focused.
Yeah.
And so we worked together with our partners, created a new regional agency called the Los Angeles County Affordable Housing Solutions Agency. In short, La Casa, the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And La Casa is now responsible for implementing a large part of new LA County Measure A, which is the housing production side of this and the tenant protection side of this. Now, you're gonna see a countywide strategy, not 88 plans for housing, one plan to boost housing, offer technical support to jurisdictions who need it, offer dollars to jurisdictions who are building, and really boost housing production across the whole county. And so now you can look at new housing opportunities not only in Long Beach, but from Long Beach to Lancaster, from Carson to Castaic. All of us now have what we need to build more housing at scale.
Short-term rentals has been mostly a success here in Long Beach, right?
Yeah.
Lots of applications.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ever going to cap that? I mean,
We have a cap on unhosted
Yeah.
short-term rentals in Long Beach.
Yeah, but we've got the Olympics coming up, right? And I think a lot of people want to expand. And
Right now, we're good with what we have.
okay.
We can revisit. We still have 3 summers before the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's not going to impact our public policy today.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, we have residents who have real needs today. We can worry about the tourists in 3 years.
Yep.
We can plan. We're well ahead of many jurisdictions on planning already.
Yeah.
For 2028, we feel good about that. But right now, what we have with ADU is it's modest, it works, and it's accountable. If folks abuse the system, we have the tools to go in and hold them accountable. I think that's the right place right now.
There's a lot going on in the city and there's a lot of timelines, right?
Yeah.
How are we doing on those timelines in general?
Yeah, I think we're doing great. We have our biggest infrastructure plan in Long Beach history. It's called Elevate 28. About $1 billion of infrastructure, local, state, federal, regional, all coordinated together to improve our community in advance of 28. Now, it just so happens that this plan is in 28. It wasn't for the Olympics. In fact, much of this resource is not going into anything related to the Olympics. It's going into our streets, our sidewalks, it's going into our parks, public facilities, basketball courts, soccer fields across the entire city.
Yeah.
And it's branded 28 because it's a 5-year infrastructure plan, 2023 to 2028, and we typically plan in 5-year periods. And so I came into office basically January of 23, and that very first budget, we rolled out the Elevate 28 capital improvement. What commitments can we make to our entire city that we're investing in our whole city, not just waterfront? We want to invest in North, Central, West, my neighborhood, everyone's neighborhood.
Yeah.
The more we invest in the things that we're talking about, growing a strong economy, increasing your tax base, it opens up new revenue for infrastructure investment. And so that's what we're doing in our city. Now, people think that, call the mayor for everything, right?
Yep.
Call the mayor. I lost my cat, call the mayor, right? But there's reality, like there are short-term things you gotta deliver, but you also have to cast an eye toward the future. What investments are made today that will pay off over time? Folks aren't gonna wait 5 years, 10 years to see results.
Yeah.
They wanna see immediate things, and Elevate 28 shows immediate results while we make the investments we need long-term into a more climate sustainable infrastructure system.
Last question for you.
Sure.
You're someone that didn't grow up in Long Beach.
Yeah,
You moved here.
yeah.
Anyone that's considering to move to Long Beach, what can you share with them? What can they expect? What would life be like if they did move to Long Beach?
Look, I attended 14 public schools across 5 states. I know what it means to choose a community to put down roots. Long Beach is a very special community. some of the best schools in America, incredible education system. Access to college to the Long Beach College Promise. If your kids graduate from a Long Beach Unified School and you meet minimum CSU standards, we save you a seat at the most applied to CSU in the system, Cal State Long Beach. Let's say you want to go community college route, which is great. We're very accessible. We give you 2 years free at Long Beach City College. We believe in public education. We believe in access to good paying jobs. We are good paying union jobs. We're a town who, like, in our very roots, it's shipbuilders, it's longshoremen, it's construction workers. So we're a city that if you really want to work hard and you want to have a piece of land that's your own, or identity that people feel like they belong, no matter, how you pray, no matter who you love, no matter your background, the language you speak, this is that safe, inclusive community for you. This was the community I was looking for as a child. That's why I spent my entire adult life helping make this community better every single day. We know who we are in Long Beach, and we know what we do well.
My man, thank you so
Thanks a
much.
lot.
I appreciate it.
You got it.